Hi, I'm Jody Voisin with the staff at Fairview Animal Medical Center, your other family doctor. Fairview Animal Medical Center is a proud supporter of the Owatonna Today Show.
Hi, I'm Betsy Linger from the Owatonna Foundation. Your generosity has made Owatonna a better place to live by benefiting our community, the arts, recreation, and education. Please consider a donation today. The Owatonna Foundation is a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show.
Welcome back to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection. I am here at the Owatonna Public Library with reference librarian Bonnie Krueger. Hi, Bonnie.
Hi, Leanne.
Welcome back once again.
Thank you for being here.
And this is our Christmas edition.
It is.
Or gift Christmas giving edition of the latest, what's hot reads for a cold night, I guess, kind of thing. So welcome back, my dear. And should we just get right to it?
That'd be great. We have a lot to cover today.
Okay, all right. And here we have Obama.
Yes. This one is really cool because it's put out by Peter Souza, who was the official White House photographer for the 8 years that Obama was in the presidency.
Oh, great.
So he has, that person has the job of being with him constantly, and covers just, he took over 2 million photographs, it says, and this book has like 300 in it, so that took some culling, needless to say. But some have never been published. Some are in situations where no one else was. It shows him in moments of deep concentration, with his family, throughout the world, just fun things too. And it just takes a long time to go through and really look at and appreciate what a snapshot of 8 years, if you can think of it, in one book can do.
8 years as President of the United States.
Right.
Capturing every single quiet moment, frantic moment, wow.
Right.
Public moment, private moment. Great. Oh, very good. So that would be just a real fun book just to go through. Just to get the feel of what it's like to be the President of the United States. So.
And they're real people just like us.
Yeah. We forget that, don't we?
We do, right.
Okay. So what's up next?
Okay, well, music is always a big interest of many people. The Jacksons were a major family imprint in American music. And these are the memories of the brothers that are untold, unseen, and unforgettable, it says. This is the 50th anniversary book of when they first started.
50 years ago.
Over 1,000 illustrations again. They grew up in a 2-bedroom house. Can you imagine 9 kids plus the parents in Gary, Indiana?
No, absolutely not.
And so it's just pictures, and it's quotes and comments from each of the brothers, including Michael.
Oh, okay.
That may have been said back then, but mostly from those that are still surviving.
Wow. To kind of give you an idea of how they got started and where they went from there.
Right.
Cool.
Because they are an important piece in American music. Something closer to home. First Avenue. This is really cool. It's written by Chris Riemenschneider. How about that for a German name? It talks about how it was founded by Alan Fingerhut and Danny Stevens, and it was called The Depot at first. And then it moved to First Ave, and it was actually a car dealership at one time.
Oh, wow.
At one time it was all purple, and now it's all black coloring.
Sure.
But it's a history of the artists that perform there, and just from Tina Turner to Sharon Jones, the Kinks, Anthrax to Zulu, it just...
You forget all of the artists that grace the stage.
And what an honor it is and was, and and if you have that star now, it really means something. And it's so visible in downtown Minneapolis that it lends itself to a great gift too for anyone interested.
Especially for someone
who may go there a lot too.
Goes there a lot, who's a music phobe who, just really digs the scene at First Avenue.
So then we're going to move on to travel.
Oh, right.
This is kind of cool. It's put out with conjunction of the Smithsonian Institute. And we know how good they are with their history. It's an illustrated account of human movement, travel, exploration, and science discovery from the first trade networks in ancient Samaria to the epic Voyager missions. So, so it's more than just travel. It's a history of like I said, the romance and the excitement of how back in the days of whenever, and just once again, great pictures.
Great pictures and quite a history of.
Correct. Another form of travel is called the Atlas of Beer.
Let me guess.
This is done by National Geographic.
Oh,
okay?
Really? Okay.
And I think it's really cool because it's a globe-trotting journey through the world of beer. And while beer is found in nearly every country, the countries highlighted here were selected for inclusion based on their beer history, culture, and geography, and consultation with brewers on 6 continents.
Oh, boy.
So you'll recognize a lot of the brands in here, and just kind of fun. And we know how big craft beers are and that in general. So I just thought this kind of added on to the travel. And
obviously beer is a worldwide experience.
Yes.
No matter what country you go to. They have their own type of
They
beer.
They do.
It's really cool. I love it.
So anyone into that, I think, would enjoy that book as well. Once again, science is always good for those that like science. This is the story of innovation, and it's innovation is the human urge to take what the world presents us and change it. And we're presented with many, we have our own tools, but we have to figure out how to use them when we're challenged in a certain situation. Last night I was watching Scorpion, and I always think of that. They are in the oddest situations with nothing, and they build things out of nothing because of their scientific intelligence.
They do. Yeah, that's
so to me,
like
they're innovating all the time.
Right.
And what would Christmas be without Legos? And this is a history of trains in the Lego sets, and it's kind of cool because it starts. It has examples of old ones, gives the history of them, answers questions on how to combine the old Lego trains with that are in your attic maybe with what's out today. And then you get a second part. It's about building your own Lego train models. And then it ends up with step-by-step building instructions.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So
for the budding architect or engineer in your family, this would be a wonderful book.
Or for the dad who loved them as a child and still has things up in the attic.
That's true. That's true. Okay.
And since it's Christmas, we have to talk about a couple new Christmas things. It's time for cooking, holiday cookies.
Oh, yes.
Better Homes and Gardens does this every year, and there's really some fun recipes, some fun looking things.
Oh boy.
So if you need to get something ready for a holiday exchange, there you go.
And some probably variations on a theme, but with a twist.
Right.
Okay.
And once again, Taste of Home is always popular. And even though we have all these recipes on the internet, I just think it's fun to see a real book with common recipes, with ingredients that you probably have in your own cupboard. This is the annual recipes for 2018.
Okay.
And
do you know how they compile these recipes? Is it just?
I think it's a combination of what their readers send in and what they've tried, and probably from what they've had in their magazine over the year.
Great.
So if you don't get the magazine, you can see them all in one book.
Okay, there you go. Okay.
And I'd like to end with a couple events coming up.
Oh, absolutely. Always great events here at the library.
First of all, in December, we have on December 14th, we're having our movie day. We're doing it a little different. Usually we do the same one at 2 and 7. At 2 o'clock, we're showing It's a Wonderful Life.
Okay.
How perfect for Christmas, right?
Absolutely.
But then at 7 o'clock, we're having a little bit of a twist. We got the rights to present Star Wars, the 7th edition.
Okay.
And there's also going to be a trivia contest and a costume contest. So anybody that's interested, please come dressed for it, because on the 15th, the new number 8 Star Wars movie comes out. So we're leading right into it. If you haven't seen it, you'll see it on the big screen upstairs.
Okay, great.
And then once again, yes, we're doing the annual book sale after Christmas.
Oh, yes.
December 26th, 9 a.m. we open, and the crowds will be here for all the books and AV materials. We're running it all day on Tuesday, the 26th from 9 to 9, and Wednesday from 9 to 1.
Okay, okay. So it's hardcover and softcover, and then AV, such as?
Movies, CDs, books on tape. It's things that have been donated that maybe we already have and can't use.
Okay.
So the condition is fine. We just have room for so many things, just like the books.
Exactly.
Just like at home.
Another garage on the front of the library, which I don't think we do. All right, Bonnie. Well, that's a great lineup of interesting books to think about for giving or coming down and check them out.
Right.
A lot of them would be really fun to go over with the family during the holiday. Absolutely.
Right.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Bonnie. We appreciate your time.
Thank you for coming down.
Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, warmth and happiness to your family. And audience, please stay with us. We will be right back after a word from our sponsors.
Thank you.
Welcome to Bremer Bank. I am Jason Iberg.
And I'm Shannon Pedersen.
Bremer is a full financial services bank.
We invite you to stop by Bremer Bank and experience the Bremer difference.
You are always welcome at Bremer.
Owatonna Public Utilities, real people, real reliable, real progress. Making life a little easier day after day, taking pride in our community, listening to what you say, a voice you can talk to. We're growing with you in mind in everything we do. Owatonna Public Utilities.
Since 1988, the Owatonna Area Business Development Center has been the part of the success of many area businesses. The center leases office space and manufacturing space and offers on-site business consulting. The Owatonna Area Business Development Center is in business to help your business be a success.
Hi, this is Eric with the West Hills Tennis and Fitness Center. A heated swimming pool, sauna, running track, cardio room, basketball court, weight room, and 6 tennis courts are among the amenities you can enjoy at our facility. We have a variety of membership packages available to meet the needs of everyone, or you can simply drop in for the day. Stop out today and take advantage of all we have to offer. West Hills Tennis and Fitness, encouraging and promoting a healthy lifestyle.
Welcome back to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection. And I am here at the office of Dr. Bobbi Otteson. Bobbi is a psychologist. Hi, Bobbi. Welcome to the Owatonna Today Show.
Hey, Leanne. Nice to see you.
Just give us a real brief background about yourself. What type of psychology do you administer?
Sure. No, that's good.
So
I got it.
what type of patients do you see?
You know, we see a pretty broad practice. I'm trained with children, adults, couples. My husband and I practice together. He has all that training too, plus lots with teenagers and geriatric patients.
Okay. So it's really kind of the full spectrum type thing?
We're old. We've done a lot.
You're wise.
Thank you, dear. Thank you. Yeah.
And so what we wanted to talk about with you today is kind of resilience.
Yeah.
Resilience in this crazy world that for a lot of us feels like it has been turned upside down for us. Not only in the political arena, but also in the national arena where suddenly there are all these shootings.
Yes.
And it gets to the point where you can't even absorb it anymore. You're kind of numb, but still we need some resilience to move forward. So
that's right.
Kind of take us from there, because you're going to use the example of how people reacted to the shooting down in the little town in Texas.
Right.
Yeah. So go ahead and take it from there.
Sure. Thanks, Leanne. Yeah, I think a lot of us are consumers of the news. Some maybe more than we really feel is good for us, but we can't quite look away. But the Baptist Church in Sutherland Springs is a very moving and interesting example of people having their world turned upside down with basically no warning. On November 5th, a shooter entered this little church that usually has about 50 worshipers at a time, something like that, and killed 26 of them with an automatic rifle in about 7 minutes. And the community itself, Sutherland Springs, is so small that the census in 2003 said they had about 300 people. So there's someplace between, there's someplace between 400 and 700 people. They have one little flashing light, not much else, but they're very tightly knit, and they identify themselves in a very positive way with each other. And watching the coverage, I thought, this is a time where I really have to think about how I want to filter the part of it I'm noticing and reacting to. Because some parts are so terrifying. A sick person who got through all the possible filters. He's in the Air Force. He'd been identified as having mental problems. He has been violent with other people. He hurt a toddler. He broke his skull. He's been vicious with animals. He was suicidal. I mean, he was a tormented and tortured person. We're all afraid of mystery, tormented situations like this where we just can't imagine how do we get this way? But the people in Sutherland didn't, in their talk with reporters from lots of news outlets, right at the time this happened, what I really noticed was they didn't focus on that man. They focused on what was within their realm. They focused on helping each other. They focused on their community. They didn't spend any time saying angry, critical things about him or any system that had failed them. They didn't get political about gun rights. All the things that people have a perfect right to be passionate about, that's not where they went with it.
So they really didn't point fingers?
Not at all.
Say, it was this person's fault that this happened, kind of thing. They accepted the act.
Yes.
Or accepted that it happened.
Right.
They didn't accept the act itself. And then continue on with how the resilience has been helping them get through something like this.
Sure, you bet. The pastor of the church and his wife lost their daughter. They had been out of town and she had stayed behind. When they came back, the pastor formulated his approach as faith being like an ongoing battle against evil and fear. Well, we can disagree about what evil is, but fear is something we all know. And battling against fear in a positive way, I think, is a really fundamental thing that they do and that we all have to find a way to do. One thing they're trying to do is find a way to memorialize the experience with the church, and they're doing that in community with each other. The family that lost 9 of its members had something very lovely to say. It's a brother and sister who were left behind, adult children, and the sister said, she was quoted as saying, she'd lost her parents, many relatives. She said, "If something you say makes me burst into tears, please just let me cry. Don't apologize. It doesn't mean you said the wrong thing. Don't try to cheer me up, just love me and let me cry. Hug me if you want, but let me go if I try to pull away. Cry with me if you feel it. Love you all. I thought that was absolutely healthy and right.
And that can extend to many other different situations.
You bet.
The loss of a loved one, or a friend who's lost a parent or a child, and we just don't know what to say or do. Well, all you need to do is be there with them.
That's right, and it was so lovely. She also modeled for us asking for what she needs with some trust that people would love her and want to give her that.
Okay.
This community had given each other that sense of belonging and mutual, it's kind of a mutual indebtedness, mutual connection, so that you can ask for what you need and you'll also give anything that you can see that the other person needs.
Maybe that's what we don't do in our own lives enough, is to ask for what we need, even if what we need is just to be heard.
Yes, and so sometimes people looking at us needing something would really like to help but are very shy, very uncertain, and end up not giving what they wanted to give because they don't know. They don't know what it is.
Okay.
There was another woman that just jumped out at me as one of the many bit players in the story. She's a lung cancer patient who helps out at the food shelf, which is next door to the church. And she said that volunteering at this pantry, the food pantry, had given her a sense of purpose and a way to channel her grief about losing her friends in the shooting. She also commented, there's a lot of poverty in this area, but people don't only come here for something to eat. These people make them think they have someone in their life, and she gestured toward the family that runs the pantry. These people that run this pantry make people who come to see them feel that there is someone in their life who knows they exist, remembers them. And that's a gift. A lot of what the people in this poor town give each other are things we have in our pocket that we could give day to day. They don't require congressional votes. They don't require anything beyond our reach day to day. And I think it's so important in a world where a lot of authority figures are doing confusing and upsetting things that we can make community, local community, that is sane and kind and fruitful, resilient.
And I think too, because I heard this not too long ago, someone had made the comment about, I just want the world to give back to me, to know that I mattered. I just want to know that I've mattered in this world.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah, and part of that has to do with connecting with maybe only one person. Sometimes you save one person, you save a whole universe. Sometimes having one friend is the difference between terrible things happening and life having a chance to grow. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Any other tips for resilience? I mean, that we can personally do when we're starting to feel upset about the political climate or fear for what our future will be?
Yeah. Get up and move your body and try to connect with someone else or some small group that's doing something very practical. It's amazing how much movement is good for the body, good for the soul, and distracts. When you think and think and think without community and without action, the thoughts can go any old place, and it's often very scary.
It is.
That's why.
And you can often misdirect your own thoughts.
Oh yeah, they just wander off in the scariest possible way, whereas if you stay with other people and bake those cookies or tote that barge and lift that bale for the community, everything about it feels saner.
And actually get out beyond yourself.
Yes.
Somehow, some way. Even if it's just you go to the grocery store and you give the clerk a great big smile.
It makes an enormous difference, and sometimes the clerk feels poverty-stricken, isn't sure they have anything to give, and when they see you react to that smile, they feel wonderful. It's like, I'm here, we're both here because we both did something meaningful. It takes two.
It does.
Yeah.
Acknowledge the humanity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Enjoy it.
Well, Bobbi, thank you so much for your time today. We hope that our viewers listen to this and take some of it to heart and think about how you can bring up the resilience in your own life when you're feeling that everything is
absolutely
kind of dark and gloomy, I guess.
Yes, I hope it's a good Christmas for all of you.
Yes.
It's lovely talking to you, Leanne.
Okay. Thank you so much, Bobbi. And audience, please stay with us. We will be right back after a word from our sponsors.
Cedar Valley Services, located at the corner of Rose and Grove in Owatonna, provides an array of services for people with disabilities in Steele County. CVS thanks the entire community, especially our business customers, for supporting us in Owatonna for 43 years. Thank you from CVS.
It's the Grinch! Round